Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Guys, there's so many layers to this case. So many layers, but one thing that I just found out yesterday, and I was completely ignorant to this fact, and it really made me question why Billy Mitchell's lawyers didn't bring this up. Let me tell you something. I don't know anything about this man that he's the subject of this lawsuit, right? I didn't know anything. When I was reading Earth's Cat's conclusions on his video, he said something to the effect that this young man couldn't have shown his face afterwards after settling with Billy Mitchell or something to that effect on YouTube, social media. I don't like that people feel that way. YouTube isn't real. Unfortunately for a lot of people, this is the only thing they have. There's people out there, and you'll find them on the internet, whose only meaningful thing in life is their social media accounts. That's it. They don't have anything else going. And when that collapses, they feel like their world is ending. Right? Some people could feel that way. And because I've been covering this through my feed, I finally, came across somebody who had uploaded the video, and I watched it. Right? I watched his goodbye video. And take this in mind, I have no context, right? I'm just going by what I see in court, what's being presented in court. Carl Jobs and Earth's Cats might have a lot of other information behind the scenes that I don't have, but that wasn't presented in court, right? So I'm viewing it through the eyes of somebody who's watching this trial, maybe the judge who's looking at this evidence. And again, I'm not a law professional. This is not legal professional advice or anything like that. This is just my layman's opinions, right? By following this case. And I come across this video, and it was quite a distasteful video. It was somebody who was actually making fun of the guy. But one thing that he put up, it was a note that he put on his video, a goodbye note, where he actually blames two individuals for giving him the final push. Why wasn't this, if I'm, Billy Mitchell's lawyer, you could show malice, right? And intent, and also that the claim is false. Because, the judge doesn't have any context of any conversations because I didn't see anything that was presented where, Apollo was texting people telling them that it was Billy's fault. I never saw anything like that. I didn't see any evidence that he brought up or pictures or anything like that. I didn't see any of those things. And when I watched the video, you really, without knowing any of the backstory, to say that anybody would infer that it was Billy's fault, you really have to stretch it, man. You're really pulling for straws based on only that video, specifically because the video doesn't mention Billy at all, right? And that could be the strength of the case. I don't know if the judge has seen this video, right? But I don't know why it wasn't presented, at least this note that completely would exonerate Billy Mitchell from being what he was accused of, being the cause of this whole event that happened to this young man. And why not put it there on the stand and cross-examine Carl Jobs on it? Why did you do this? There's no evidence of this. Maybe because they want to bring up any of their backstory. But the judge would look at that and go, wait a minute. You really have to do a lot of mind-bending to conclude that in this video, he's somehow, blaming Billy Mitchell for what is about to happen. There's just no way. At least that note should have been up there. And I didn't, I blocked out the note here on the thumbnail, guys, because I don't, this is an unfortunate, and it's nobody's fault, right? This is mental issues. The young man talks about his health issues and what he's going through, and specifically blame those things. He talked about his taxes a little bit when he asked people to send money for his family. But specifically, when you look at that video, you know, he's referring to his illnesses, right? And his challenges, his mental health challenges. I mean, he really goes in deep. He takes the time to make sure that nobody blames themselves, you know, for it. He takes the time to specifically say what his issues are and why he's taking this decision and how, you know, he's feeling at the time. I mean, it's a completely wrong decision. There's always help, right? There's always help. Living on the internet and all that, you know, if you're one of those people, get help, man. This isn't real. What I do in this channel, you know, most of the time I'm recording this while I'm in the bathroom, you know, and none of this stuff is that serious to ruin people's lives, to ruin people's reputation. You know, this is where the amateur hour comes in, right? Because even if you hate Billy Mitchell, you could just hate an individual so much for whatever they do professionally. I get that. But to stretch it to this, I think is a bit much. And I think it's you know, without presenting any other evidence that you have, like if the guy called you and said, hey, it's this guy's fault. This is the reason I'm doing this, and I had to sign this and this and the other. It's just people on the internet talking. I mean, it defies credulity that you would go to that extent and trying to get yourself and inviting a lawsuit over this is insane. It really is insane. And to me, the worst part is that I didn't see any reference to this message, you know, on the thumbnail, and cross-examine Carl. Why did you say this when this is the evidence right here? I mean, nobody's to blame. But if you wanted evidence of somebody that he was blaming, here it is. And then you ask him, did you read this on the video? Yes. And after you read this, you still decided to make this video on Billy Mitchell? Yes. Well, that's your case. That's your case right there. That's where the case should have ended. You're not coming back from that. You're not, you know, reading this message as a lay person or anybody, and the guy's saying this is X person's fault. In my state of mind, I blame these two people for what's about to happen. And then you watch that video and extrapolate that it's Billy Mitchell's fault, right? And you know, I don't have sides here. I don't, you know, but when you do something stupid, you have to call it out. And I don't know how the lawyers didn't bring this up. How did you not bring this up? I mean, when you have it in writing on the video, I just don't get it, guys. Maybe you guys have some context that I don't have. Is there a reason why they didn't bring this up? But this would have been really the only question it would have asked. You wouldn't have to ask anything else. I mean, I've always complimented Billy Mitchell's lawyer on doing a good job, but this is a huge miss, man. I mean, you watch any crime show, this would be the first thing they'd be starting off with. There's really nothing to say after that. It boggles my mind. Again, you know, all I know is this trial. I didn't know anything about the other drama. I don't know who these other YouTubers are. It doesn't matter. I'm speaking to what's in evidence at the trial. And the fact that I didn't see this note on there, and Carl specifically being grilled on it, just, you know, boggles my mind. Tell me what you guys think. I just had to make this one because I just saw this video last night when I was trying to go to bed. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.